All right, here's a nice example of the second problem.
I'm going on with action.
This is all, yes, please do. Just be quiet if you do. This is the first problem we did. Now we're going to move on to the second problem. So I'll give you need to pause it so you can write everything down. Go ahead. Yes, we are factoring trinomials. A trinomial has 3 terms, and we're going to factor it out. And in the end, we will have 2 factors, like factors found the outside using the box method, okay? So first, we're trying to figure out, is there a GCF? And in most cases, if you see a 2 in the front and everything can be divided by 2, then our GCF is 2. However, please don't forget about that 2. The 2 gets brought out to the front of the parentheses because that's a part of the answer, a part of the factors. All right? That's okay. Your 2 could be ugly or pretty, but at least it's there, you know? All right, so after we go ahead and divide everything, then we have a new A, B, and C. So 2 divided by the GCF of 2, that gives me a 1x squared for the x squared. 10 divided by 2 is 5 for the x's, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay? So we have to use this new trinomial for the rest of our problem because we have reduced it and we already brought out the reduction. So we are going to continue with A. The A always is it doesn't matter what order it is. But A is the one that always has an x squared with it. So A is 1. B is 5. And if you want to go ahead, that's fine. At the end, we will just check our answer. Remember to check your answer with the calculator if you want to go ahead if I'm moving too slow. And C is 4. They're all positive. So right now, we don't have anything to worry about, but we'll keep going. When we set up our box, one thing I continue to remind my students is the box is set up the same way every time if we're factoring a trinomial with the highest degree of power of 2. The x squared goes here. Remember, we're looking at our new trinomial. So 1x squared. The x squared always goes here with its coefficient. And the constant, remember what a constant is? It does not have it's constantly alone because it doesn't have a variable. So please make sure you have set up your box correctly by doing this. And the next step tells you what to do. It says multiply these two. That's A times C. You could look here for A times C. You could look here for A times C. But you get a 4. And there's a really cool calculator trick. So there's a really cool calculator trick that helps people that may have trouble trying to figure out these 2 missing pieces, okay? So in your calculator, after you multiply A times C, you can take this number and put it in the calculator. 4 divided by x. You have to put divided by x. So then press second graph because it will give you all of the different possibilities to put here, but there's only one that's actually going to make the problem correct. So press second graph and you get a table. We don't care about the decimals, or if you see fractions, don't care about those because we want whole numbers, but we're looking for the magic pair that add up to the B value. The B value is special because look through your calculator for, it's easy for this one. 1 and 4 are the magic pair that add up to a positive 5. And there's always only going to be one choice. Notice the next one, 2 plus 2, that equals 4. Nope, it has to add up to the B value. And what I'm going to do with this 1 and 4 is those 2 things are what belong in the missing pieces of the box. So I got a 1x and a 4x. Those 2 I use my calculator to get. I'm just going to circle them so you know that they are these 2 numbers. And I just put x's with them. But no, sorry, I'm still not done because I have to, remember, I'm looking for the factors, and the factors are what's on the outside of the box. So now to find the factor that goes here, it's kind of like I'm just pulling out the GCF. And if the 2 numbers are the same, then hey, that's the GCF. A big thing I told my students is, look here, if it's just 1x squared, there's no other thing to put except for x times x. That's the only way to get an x squared. So now you have to kind of think backwards. Well, x times what will give me a 1x? A positive 1, very good. Then down here, x times what will give me a 4x. And that's a positive 4. Last thing, please check to make sure that does this times this has to equal that one in that last box. So I have my two factors, x plus 1 and x plus 4. And I'm going to show you how to check those using your calculator, because when I taught in California, they didn't have this trick, this whole y1, y2 trick that can help you check answers. Yes, taught in California. So let me show you how to check to make sure your factors match your original area, okay? So in the y1, you can put your 2x squared plus 10x plus 8. If you need to pause the video because I'm moving too fast, then go ahead and pause it. And in the y2, put the 2 parentheses x plus 1 parentheses x plus 4. And press second graph. You got to make sure these are equal, and that's equal, and that's equal, and that's equal, that's equal. That means they are equivalent. So good, I got it right. If you like that video,
subscribe, leave a like.
You don't have to subscribe, just watch it. I don't care about subscribers, I care about your education.